this is Helena Summer Medena with LiveDelicious.com and with a really cool topic that will help enrich your life. My friend and guest today is Kevin Cole with Empowerment Quest International. Aloha, Kevin.
Aloha, Helena.
Thank you so much for coming to Hawaii.
My pleasure. I'm loving it here.
Yes. I heard that you actually came here to teach and train NLP and hypnosis. It was a 16-day training.
Yep.
So, can you tell us more about it and what differentiates you from other people who are teaching NLP and hypnosis?
Well, actually, that would be able to answer those two questions in one answer. Because what I do and what separates me is actually very, very similar. Specifically, the way that, basically what I'm teaching people to do is how to do what I do with my one-on-one clients, and oftentimes in groups as well, which is to understand how to help people to overcome personal issues in their past, whether they be very intense, severe things, including extreme traumas, or just some light stuff. But to also be able to learn and experience how to live passionately in the present, how to, said differently, how to feel really good. Most people, they don't know how to. It's not something that we're taught. And ultimately, be able to really discover and live their true purpose in life. So said one more time, just a little more linearly, help people to overcome personal issues in their past, learn and experience how to live passionately in the present, and ultimately discover and live their true purpose in life. And that, in a tiny nutshell, is what I teach my students.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm blessed that I had experience with you personally when we were working on one of my war traumas that I thought I was done and cleared with war because it happened many years ago, and then nightmares just started coming up recently for the 2 weeks. Every night I would wake up in sweat and tears, and we did something really nice. I actually don't remember exactly because I was in a trance?
Safe to say you were definitely in a trance.
Okay, so can you explain, because that was in a group setting in the middle of his training. He asked me to come and volunteer, and I was so happy to just be the to make an experiment, exactly. So can you tell me, what did you actually do with me?
Well, in essence, I helped you to overcome a specific, well, I think I did, a specific incident in your past.
Which one was there? The bloody people?
Bloody
babies? What?
There was a lot of stuff there. There was a lot of stuff there.
Did I mention? I really don't remember.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Well, you saw some pretty extreme things. You saw, when you lived in Croatia during times.
I know
war.
that, but the specific memory that we work on. Was it something?
Yeah, well, not necessarily one specific memory, but just much of what was going on at that time, specifically for you when you were about 15 years old.
Yeah. So does it normally happen that people also, like me, kind of feel foggy about what they worked with you?
Yeah. That's not at all uncommon. I could easily, just so people know, it's not that you've completely oh my gosh, I've completely forgotten. If I started talking about it, then you would remember, oh yeah, I remember, we did some work with your sister, which I suspect you.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, you saw some, you saw some pretty extreme things. You saw, somebody lose their baby, and somebody that was very upset over that, of course.
I remember. Yeah. So you used which technique? How did you?
Well, I used what I refer to. I call it time quest transformation. Is what I call it.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I created the entire process and everything involved with it. It's just the term that I gave a number of different processes that I have learned over the years, and some of them that I've developed over the years. And just put together in one encompassing methodology. Not necessarily one specific technique, but one methodology, if you will.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And that's what you do you often use this with your clients?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah, quite often, when necessary. Basically, to put it in terms that I think people can relate to a little bit more and have a little bit more of an understanding of, what we did with you was, well, first off, and this is something that, in my opinion, isn't done enough, so I actually want to sort of emphasize one of the key factors that we did first, which was to really help you to achieve a great deal of love for yourself, which I'm sure you already have.
I love myself so much. I am my favorite self. I don't have any better self than this self.
Well, exactly.
This one is my favorite self.
Exactly.
Yes.
So basically just some work to really help you to be able to sort of just overflow with those feelings.
That was the one.
Yeah.
I remember, overflowing.
Exactly.
This was excellent. We were overflowing with what? With love?
With love, with safety.
Safety, security, and love. Those were the feelings I grew up without because of the war situation. And I remember I could not even bring that feeling back to the past. I remember feeling really safe today, but when the 15-year-old, even when we went to time, basically what we did, he relaxed me on the chair in the group and asked me to imagine certain things. When I came in those imagining, we had to go back to the past and bring the grown-up me to bring love and safety and security all the way to the back, isn't it?
Pretty much, but the thing is that we start in the beginning. Again, to put it in a term that I think a lot of your viewers are familiar with, we used a very modified form of regression work. That said, I have a very, very specific and important, for lack of a better way of putting it, way of doing that. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of old school traditional regression work personally. So the way that I formulate certain things is so that we can help people, including you, to overcome specific issues in their past and achieve their goals, but in a way that fulfills a specific criteria of doing it with as little pain as possible, as much pleasure as possible, as quickly as possible, and as efficiently as possible. So that's why we started out in the very beginning, helping you to just overflow, really experience how to just overflow with some very, very powerful or positive, and I'll use the word powerful, feelings that come with inside of you.
I remember. Yeah, you asked me about my best friend, to think of somebody who loves me.
Exactly.
And I was just smiling, and then we went back to the past, and then I was crying, but I was smiling because it was meeting of two.
Yeah.
And I thought I did a lot of work on myself. But when those new, unremembered before war traumas started coming up, Kevin was just here like an angel, came to my rescue, so to say, to add to all the work I did, because my path was clear. And then there were some kind of unknown war things. And this was such a perfect timing that we just smoothed it all out.
There's only one thing I want to correct you on slightly. The thing is that I don't rescue anybody.
Of course.
But
the prince came on a white horse and killed the dragons.
It's just simply that, help you to recognize what, there's just words coming out of this face. And these words were just guiding you of being able to rescue yourself. And that's what we did.
Yeah. And the words that you guided me were very sweet, kind. I felt very safe. It was just very smooth. It was easy. I loved it. And people in the class, I remember I was having closed eyes and some people were crying. And it was nice to see how other people also experience their own healing as they watch other people heal.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, there's actually been some studies on that where they would study the immune systems of people that both were the giver, if you will, of an act of kindness, the person that actually was the receiver of the act of kindness, and the witness. And what they found, which was very, very interesting to me at least, or at least confirmed a lot of things that I really believe to be true, the witnesses got as much, their immune systems increased as much, it's oftentimes more than the giver or the receiver. So just being able to witness that, because it's kind of like, and I also believe that they're going through their own healing processes when they witness that.
Yeah. That's why in EFT we have borrowing benefits.
Borrowing benefits.
Yes, it's when you work in a group and you work with one person, but everybody else has their intensity in the head. Let's say one person has a headache at 7, another one has a back pain, another one has anxiety, another one has something, and you work with a person who has relationship issue. And when the session is over, or a few rounds are over, other people listening and watching experience their intensity lower as well.
Absolutely.
On a completely different issue.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's beautiful. So, as a hypnotist and NLP coach, what is the difference between you and stage hypnosis?
Huge difference. I'm actually not a very good stage hypnotist, quite frankly. Stage hypnosis it's a lot of fun, and it's basically it's an opportunity for people to allow their inhibitions to just drift off for an evening and have some fun. It's not for change work or anything like that. What I do is I'm a change worker. Again, I help people to overcome issues in the past, learn how to live passion in the present, discover and live their true purpose in life. Stage hypnosis, how much can you get people to laugh?
I see. That's why you do the funniest dance moves and Gangnam Style and stuff like that, because it's fun.
Exactly.
I see. And in your professional life, what are your dreams and goals for the future?
That's an excellent question. My dreams and goals. Well, one of them, I'm happy to say, has been coming true, which is that I have been wanting to do trainings on Hawaii, on a combination of Oahu and eventually possibly even Maui. And I'm working on also doing other kinds of transformational seminars as well, also on the islands, where I, as much as I love doing the trainings and will always continue to do the trainings, or I don't know about always, but I'll continue doing them for many, many more years. I want to add more transformational seminars where I'm not necessarily teaching people how to do what I do. I'm just guiding them through the experiences. So simply put, guiding them through overcoming issues in their past, learning how to live passion in the present, discovering and live their true purpose in life.
Don't you do this already anyway?
Well, I do, but it's sort of, I have to do it in a different way than I would in just a transformational seminar, because I'm teaching people how, with the trainings, I'm teaching people how to help other people do it as well. And that's a whole other dynamic.
You're teaching techniques. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if there would be a message about delicious life that you would like to share with my friends, what would that be? How to use NLP and hypnosis for a delicious life? Come on.
Well, actually, I think the beginning part of the process that we did with you wouldn't be appropriate for everybody to just do everything that we did. But the very beginning of the process, where do you remember? Well, we'll just say the friend that you have, that you actually, I guided Helena through a process of being able to actually see herself through the eyes exactly.
Of my friend.
Exactly.
Yes.
And when you think about it for a moment, it's like, what makes us unhappy in life? It's our own self-talk. It's what we're doing in our head. And when we imagine, when we step outside of ourselves and step into imagining, of course, just stepping into someone that loves us, preferably unconditionally, and be able to really just, indulge in that and really see what that looks like, feel, just try that on for size, then we're not being nearly as judgmental. Ideally, we're not being judgmental at all. And this is a wonderful way to, it's a wonderful way to experience loving yourself. There's more to the process, of course, but in essence, it's just being able to step into the eyes of, or see yourself through the eyes of someone that loves you, and really feel what they feel, and remembering a lot of wonderful memories that the two of you shared together.
Yeah. How often, when you see baby sleeping, and you watch her mother, baby's mother, just looking at that baby with so much love, It's almost like there is love beams pouring out of Mother's eyes. It's really healing, it's sweet, it's kind. And I imagine my best friend looking at me, because he believes in me so much. Then I saw me through his eyes, and I'm like, damn, this is cool. I like me through his eyes. Because it's much less judgmental.
Yeah.
We like to be judgmental, or at least I'm speaking for myself, being judgmental about ourselves and wanting something else from us. And our friends just love us, no matter who we are. We are up or down, if we are, yeah. Thank you so much. Any last message?
Live delicious.
You are funny. Thank you. So please check out Kevin Cole at
www.nlptrainingquest.com, or you could also just Google empowermentquest.com.
Empowermentquest.com, NLPtraining.com. I will put links here underneath so you can connect with Kevin Cole if you would like him to come and teach in your area. Connect with him and he will make amazing training like he did here. Lots of aloha to you and training like he did here. Lots of aloha to you and live delicious.
Aloha. Live delicious.